Artillery! Fire at the square!
Confirming fire!
Yo, what's up? Today we're going to talk about one of the absolutely greatest premium items in the game, which is also one of the strongest squads in the game, which is also one of the strongest vehicles in the game, and the absolutely best APC in the game, the LVT-4. Since the introduction of APCs with the merge in late 23, the game has seen many APCs with a progressively stronger setup. This APC is the absolute pinnacle of them all, easily beating them in firepower, in comfiness to use, and especially in mobility. Add on top of that some above average armor and bots that are scouting your environment by themselves and shooting automatically at targets that they've seen, and you get some absolutely unique squad that truly deserves the title of being a premium item. So let's take a closer look. Functioning as an APC, the LVT-4 obviously competes with the normal APC that you can unlock in your research tree, the Studbaker 6. Now compared to the Studbaker, the only property where the LVT-4 is worse at is speed. For anything else, the LVT vastly outshines the Studbaker. The reason for that being, Studbaker is one of the fastest APCs in the game. And also, obviously you can unlock it in a normal research tree, though it takes quite a while since it's quite a late unlock in the heavy weapons line. The LVT-4 you can get instantly and instantly play, even if you just installed Enlisted 1 minute ago. This gives you not only the advantage of having access to the overall best and most comfy to use squad class in the game, the APC class, right from the start when you play Enlisted, but also basically cheating a bit on the BRs, because this APC does not only transport soldiers and does not only act as a mobile rally point, which you can also plant up to 30 meters close to the objective, whereas normal rally points have minimum distances which are dependent on the specific point and can sometimes be 90 meters. Not only that, you also get some really heavy weaponry in form of 2 heavy machine guns and 3 normal machine guns, and these punch way above their raid class. First of all, APCs usually don't have weapons. Some few APCs, most of them are premium items, have some weapons, though this one has by far the best weapons of them all. For example, the first premium APC that ever came out, the German one, features 1 machine gun. Yes, 1 machine gun, and it's a normal machine gun inside a heavy machine gun. This thing features 2 of them, plus, well, it features 3 of them, plus 2 heavy machine guns. And the difference between normal and heavy machine gun is, normal machine guns only work against infantry and planes, and against very light cover. Heavy machine guns work wonderfully against enemy APCs of all types, even better than most tank shells that don't have enough explosive filling. They're also great against engineer structures like anti-tank guns, machine gun nests, and so on, and they easily shoot through most types of cover and even wooden buildings. And the best thing about this, unlike tanks where you have to control the machine gun and the cannon yourself, these machine guns are operated automatically by your bots. This gives you 2 huge advantages. First of all, while you are driving around the landscape, the bots will spot enemies themselves. This not only makes gameplay much more comfy and easy, since you can focus on things that don't have to constantly laterally scan the landscape, but also if enemies are hidden, since the bots have some detection advantages, they can spot them and instantly start shooting at them. If someone shoots at you, the bots will also note, oh, there are some enemies, and also start shooting at them. And the second advantage is, since you normally can't shoot in multiple directions yourself, with this vehicle you actually can, because your bots will shoot in all directions where they're being attacked from. So congratulations, now you don't have any weak sides anymore, since you can shoot in most directions where enemies will come from. The armament, well, from the front 13mm and 12mm is definitely good enough to make you immune against SMG fire and even bolt action fire. The only thing that can penetrate you is HMG fire or higher, though Look at this, there's an engine in the front part of the APC or the LVT-4, which gives you some quite good defense since enemy cannon fire and even HMGs won't just easily penetrate into your crew. I say even HMG because despite cannon fire being stronger, for example 20 or 30mm autocannons, HMG fire usually will come from the front, whereas autocannons will shoot from above. Well, from above and automatically means you're gonna get hit, but from the front you have enough steel in between your crew and your, well, the impact area of the enemy fire that you have some really good protection. Since we're talking about an APC, we obviously want to know how great is the mobility, and this thing literally has the best mobility out of all APCs. It was literally built to withstand falling down, to drive across all types of terrain and even swim through water, making it great for flanking attacks, especially in Pacific maps. You can use this superior mobility to drive through areas where people usually cannot drive through and therefore set up ready points that your teammates cannot set up and become a very important member of your team. Or you can use it as an basically to-go instant engineer squad, because you still, whenever you need it, have the ability to create spawns since you're an APC, but you also have your HMGs. Which means whereas engineer squads have to build their rally points or their machine gun nests or their heavy machine gun nests, you always have them ready, making you much more mobile, but also much more comfy to play the squad overall. Your heavy machine guns aren't just good for sniping enemies from close up or far away, but your bots will also get the occasional plane downed, as you can see here with them. After obtaining the squad, you will notice it comes with some special bonuses that only premium squads get. First of all, it gives you plus 100% experience. This makes grinding very easy, gives you more silver, since silver is proportional to the experience you get, and makes it especially easy when you start a game, when you start playing this game with this squad right from the start. You also get a squad intrinsic special APC driver who has a different perk distribution compared to normal drivers. Now this distribution is perfect since you can focus on the perks that really matter. For example, you can give him vitality and also better running and aiming skills. You can give him the basic driving skills that you want perfectly for the 14 green you have, and you can give him some superb shooting skills and additional survivability. Besides that, you get the advantage of being able to use only specialists. As you can see, normal APCs are forcing you to play 2 riflemen, since you can only get 4 specialists, which brings some downsides, since you actually have to pick between whether you want firepower, like having more assaulters or machine gunners, or do you want special abilities like sniping or destroying enemy tanks or calling artillery strikes. With the LVT-4 though, you don't have to do any compromises. You can get all your important specialists. You get a radio man, you get an anti-tank gunner, and of course your driver. And besides that, you can choose from a mix of 2 assaulters and 1 machine gunner, or 2 machine gunners and 1 assaulter, giving you the maximum firepower an APC squad could potentially have. Being a premium squad, it also comes with a completely upgraded research tree, meaning you don't have to research anything yourself, though you get the ability to choose whether you want an additional weapon for your APC driver or a backpack slot so you can give him potentially additional grenades or additional medkits or reparation tools. And as an additional bonus, once you buy the squad, you get an extra 200 gold straight to your Enlisted account. The invention of the famous American LVT series of vehicles happened by chance. After a hurricane struck the neighborhood of Floridian millionaire Donald Troblink, he saw that out of the 800 people who died during the catastrophe, most people died not from the hurricane itself, but from the lack of accessibility for rescue workers when they tried to help the trapped citizens. Learning from that, Röbling started tinkering in his father's workshop and developed what became to be known as the first American vehicle that was able to not only drive over rough surfaces like a tank, but also swim through watery areas, making it a reliable amphibious vehicle. Around the same time, the US Marine Corps was still analyzing its performance during World War I and found out that despite having highly skilled soldiers, they lacked means to apply these skills since they didn't have access to vehicles that allowed them to successfully execute amphibious operations. Hearing about Donald Troblink's new invention, they were eager to instantly adopt the LVT, as a standard vehicle of the US Marine Corps. Seeing use on nearly all American battlefields during World War II, their first application came at the invasion of Guadalcanal in 1942. This first LVT iteration was only thinly armored and was ordered by doctrine to be used only after a successful beach landing to minimize enemy contact. These first enemy contact experiences led to numerous modifications, most of them featuring better armor, some of them featuring a 37mm cannon, and others even featuring the famous M8 Scott's short 75mm howitzer. The most famous iteration among all of them came onto the scene in 1944 under the name of LVT-4 Water Buffalo. This new iteration of the landing vehicle tracked or short LVT came with finely tuned studs, a very reliable chassis, and therefore became the known workhorse that ensured the American advance across the Pacific campaign. Where the Water Buffalo had one of its most famous battles in 1945, when it spearheaded the attack on Iwo Jima together with Sherman tanks. Overall, 18,600 LVTs were produced, most notably the LVT-1 Alligator, LVT-3 Bushmaster, and of course the most famous one, LVT-4 Water Buffalo, which is also greatly represented in the game. Summed up, this is one of the absolutely strongest and most useful premium squads in Enlisted, and one of the very special few who are really worth buying. Let me know what you think, and until next time, goodbye.